And good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to race number one of the second season of the, of the NASCAR Winston Cup Series, powered by the World Racing Association. Time to cap off what has been a very exciting race weekend. We're getting ready for the Coca-Cola 499. Todd Montgomery on the pole, Vanco Seaman, Matty Crenshaw, Monica Towns. There's the rest of your lineup. I'm going to go ahead and get these cars moving as we speak. Oh, hold on. All right, there we go. All right. First time we've had to do a restart for somebody not rolling off the grid. That's why we want to make sure everybody is rolling off and not having problems on the grid, because we cannot have problems on the grid. That would be terrible. Um, while these drivers are down the back straightaway, I'm going to forewarn you, if you're hearing me coughing and and sniffling, I do apologize. I've been having some allergy issues. That's why this race has taken too long to get recorded, so please bear with me. Senor Sean has joined the VC with me. Will you cut that out? Will you cut that out? So, yeah. As people are pinging me like crazy, I will look at the Cricket Cup Series later. 42 laps here today, as I just got hit with a frying pan by Sean, and we're ready to get this party started. Yes, we're going to do score checks as of this recording, but I just want to get this race done and over with. And here we go. In the words of Sean, boogity, boogity, boogity. Season 2 of the Winston Cup Series is underway. And I don't know why Sean hit me with a frying pan. Will you cut that out? Down the back straightaway we come for the first time of this race. We're under cloudy conditions. This is the first time all race weekend we are dealing with cloudy conditions. The previous two races for the points paying event was all in sunny conditions. So this is going to be interesting how this race will fan out, as Liliana Bates is coming to pit road for some reason. I don't know why, because she was about to lead the first lap. I don't know why she's coming to pit road on lap number one of this race. And Cody Smart instead leads lap number one. But Cody is all far ahead, which is not doing himself any favors. He's going to get reeled in. Betty Johnson and Ben Tennyson is. Oh, Sean's bonking me. Oh, no. I was waiting to hear that one word that Sean likes to do. As, oh, no, Sean touched the cars. Liliana Beta has now gone a lap down as a result. So we do not know what was wrong on the M&M's Ford for Robert Yates Racing. I don't know if she jumped the start. I don't know what the issue was, but that's a tough break for her. But we're only race one of 36. As we're looking at Chloe Ericsson, a couple of go homers up here. Summit Oskin raced his way in, so did Michael Brown. And Chloe Ericsson leads a lap. Also, Dylan Ebrahimian, he also raced his way in. via the Go or Go Home session as I hit the wrong camera angle. This is what happens when I haven't recorded an NR race in a while. So please forgive me. Will you cut that out? As the Timster Timmy Turner is currently getting ready to lead a lap here, I'm going to throw a disclaimer, and if anybody tells me nice derb, I'm going to give you the bad Cody Smart Idiot sandwich flag. If you hear me making derbs, remember I'm still trying to recover from this little sickness I developed out of nowhere, so please forgive me. Michael Andersen, Ashley Horton, all right. Ashley Reynolds back here at the rear of the field. Lucy Myers making her Winston Cup debut. There's Mia Watts, Betty Barrett, Ashlyn Wright making her Winston Cup debut with her sister in the zero. That would be Tatum Wright. Ashlyn Wright, by the way, if anybody has not heard the news, Ashlyn Wright going to the University of Cincinnati. She is what we like to call a Bearcat, which that college is part of the Big 12. So I wish her good luck. Senor Sean moving his way to the front. He started near the rear of the field, but Senor Sean, the Big Tex, as we give him the nickname, he's clawed his way. Last time by, scored in the 15th position. Of course, we will see his sister attempt to qualify next week at Rockingham, North Carolina. Of course, Jesse Art did. Oh no, Sean's going to do the spin. Timmy Turner still leads the way. Apparently, my charger is not wanting. Oh, that's why. That's why. Okay, there we go. My charger part wasn't plugged in. There we go. Excuse me. And it's also messed up my phone charger. Here comes A Aurora in the 31. Right now, I don't have any Wi-Fi, but that was because they replaced my plug-in box. So it has nothing to do with the electricity. It was just due to replacing my plug-in box in my room. So that is why my Wi-Fi is taking a longer time, but no worries, it'll be back on eventually. Senor Sean's already cracked the top 10 so far in the early part of this race, so Senor Sean doing a lot better than what happened to... Yeah, definitely he wants carnage. But remember, Sean Art was one of the drivers who took part in the Clash last Saturday, so a lot of these drivers that are in this race that took part in the Clash, they've had some notes of how to set up their race car. There's our Clash winner, Monica Towns, up here in the 4th position. Elena Aurora is going to the lead. Sorry, I had to blow my nose. As we got a quacking duck in the booth. Yes, I made a funny joke in the CCS server as of this recording, but we were supposed to have the Yoshi marching band, but they never showed up. They showed up here this weekend, which is surprising. Will you cut that out as Elena Aurora is still in the lead? Still waiting for the Wi-Fi to get rebooted. As Samantha Granger is back here, as we saw 41 cars in this pack. Of course, we're still in the early stages of this race. Remember in the Trucks and Busch Series races, Trucks had 2 cautions. The Busch Series had 3. And right now, so far, 11, working on lap number 11, we're already in a clean and green situation. But I should expect the caution to come out sooner rather than later. Of course, we talked about Jesse Art, who finished pretty bad in the Busch race yesterday. Well, Sean's trying to make sure that doesn't happen to him today. Drake Robertson making his rookie debut in the Winston Cup Series. Ashlyn Wright having a great run. Had a dismal race in the Truck Series. Had a okay race in the Busch Series yesterday. Finished top 15. We're going to see where she's going to be at here in the Winston Cup Series. Oh no, Sean said he wants to play a game.
I want to play a game.
Oh no. As the Wright sisters up here at the front, Tatum Wright leading younger sister Ashlyn. Of course, Ashlyn raced her way into this race via qualifying last Sunday. And we're about to have a battle for the lead. Drake Robertson currently the race leader, so this is the first race we've had all weekend that we've had cloudy conditions for these drivers. So they're just experimenting. Easy for me to say. Grip wise. So far, they've not had any issues with grip. So that's really good. Remember in the clash, they did get into a long green flag run right near the midway point until we had our first incident of the day. Margaret Jacobs back here at the rear of the field, along with defending series champion Ponzo Albanese. They're going 255. Really seeing a lot of fast speeds. Margaret Jacobs in danger of losing the draft. Unless we get a yellow, I don't think this is going to be good results for any of these drivers. But don't worry, when we get 20 laps into a run, then I think we're going to see the carnage take part. And we also talked about the closing rate on these cars. We didn't see a lot of it in Trucks and Busch, but we saw it last Saturday in the Clash. As E Aurora is still your race leader. J Harvick running in fourth. Fifth is Cody Smart. And if anyone asks, no, I did not test positive for COVID. It was just this sickness just came out of flipping nowhere. But I'm fine. Everybody's fine. Ashlyn Wright.
Something else.
No, I would rather test positive for being an idiot sandwich. That would be my only thing.
That's the thing you tested positive for, you idiot sandwich.
All right. Not a good run for Carlos Rodriguez, who raced his way in as he's back here at the rear of the field. And we're reaching the midway point of this race as we're getting closer to the midway point. Drake Robertson, the race leader. Next week, we head to Rockingham, North Carolina, which we're going to have qualifying for all three series. Pole day qualifying on Thursday for the Craftsman Truck Series. That'll be at 3. Busch Series qualifying at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. On Friday at 3, the Craftsman Truck Series race from Rockingham. That'll be at 3. We'll have Winston Cup Series qualifying on Saturday at 1, Busch race at 3, Winston Cup race next Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is for the Rockingham, North Carolina race weekend, as I hit the wrong button on my phone, but hope you will join us for the Rockingham weekend. This is our only visit to Coca-Cola Superspeedway. Matty Crenshaw, now with Ricky Cervantes' team, currently the leader. There's Timmy Turner right now in second. I'm going to go see what happened to the 38, why she is a lap down. Maybe this will give us a reason while we're still green. I don't know if she had a tire going down. I mean, she was fine until she came to pit road. Let's see, was it a tire issue? Nope, stop and go penalty, which I still question why she got a penalty to begin with on lap 1, because she never pulled out of line. She stayed in line when the green came out, so I really don't know why the officials gave her a penalty for some reason. Good thing is the 38's locked in the 4 races because of owner points from last season. I don't know if my Wi-Fi's back up. By the way, we're at the midway point of this race. This is actually the farthest we've gone as far as a green flag run for the points paying events here this weekend. Had a caution before the midway point in our truck race. Had a caution not even 10 laps into our Busch race yesterday. And now we are at the halfway point, and we're still clean and green. And Senor Sean is in second place. The idiot sandwich he's referring to, Cody Smart, is leading the race. Tell you what, Ashlyn Wright really doing a good job in her first Winston Cup start. Running in the top 10. Really making an impressive debut in her Winston Cup debut. Right now, E Aurora has taken the race lead. Right now, we're going to go ahead and take a commercial break so I can go see what's going on with the Wi-Fi deal. We'll be back to more Winston Cup Series racing here at Coca-Cola right after this. Don't go anywhere, folks. Welcome back to the Winston Cup Series here at Coca-Cola Super Speedway. Just had a change for the lead. Cody Smart retakes the race lead. So you didn't miss much of this green flag run. As they're going to take on board of Ashley Reynolds. No, I want it. Roof cam. There we go. You can tell she got out of the throttle because they ended up lifting through the corner. Made us down the back straightaway. Leaders are entering off of 2. Jacob TwoTwo's up here along with Annie Thomas. Ben Ericsson running right now in second. Here comes his teammate Annie Thomas. Annie Thomas looking for a much better season in the 42 machine. Got a win last season, wasn't high enough in points to have her win count for a playoff spot, which, by the way, we're not doing playoffs for this series this season. Will you cut that out as Annie Thomas is going to take the lead? Chloe Ericsson running in third. Remember, Chloe Ericsson is still going to have to qualify her way into the first 5 races of the season. Same with Carlos Rodriguez. Same with Summit Oskin. Ashlyn Wright, the same for her. And the reason I bring that up is that Michael Brown, same deal for him. Whoever's in the 45, I think it'll be Mia Watts, Dylan Ebrahimian. The reason I say that is because we're still using last season's owner points for the first 5 races. After race 5, then we'll be using this year's owner points. So it's really important for a number of drivers to stay in the top 35 by the time we completed the 5th race weekend of the season. Because after that, we'll be using this year's points, and if you're out of the top 35, you will have to attempt to qualify for every race going forward. And pit stops. Since we've had a long green flag run, pit stops are going to be the norm. Oh, Ashlyn Wright almost got turned. Sean, oh no, we got a wreck. The 40 is around. That's Luke Knight. Josephine Bouvier's around. 77's got damage. There's no caution because that's coming to pit road. We are still green. Yep, these drivers had to come to pit road. This has been our longest green flag run so far. H Bluejay stayed out to lead a lap, so that's good for her. And now here they come to pit road. Yeah, you see the skid marks there. And Todd Montgomery's out of the race. The pole sitter is out. So we've had our first wreck. Will you cut that out? But no caution because that was... Oh, Ponzo Albanese got damage. There's no hood on the FedEx Chevrolet. And I was trying to get down the pit road speed is what happened. Really don't know who's going to be the race leader. So first time we've had green flag pit stops all weekend long. And I don't know who the leader is. We'll have a look at the replay. Betty Barrett's got rear end damage on her Swan's Dodge for BM Racing, so not the start of the season she was hoping for. She must have been hit by somebody. So Barrett has now gone a lap down. It's like Luke Knight has gone a lap down. Drake Robertson's gone a lap down. I believe this is going to be the leader, Timmy Turner. Yes is the answer. So Turner leads, Watts second. Excuse me, Crenshaw third. That cough came out at bad time. Bluejay Ericsson the top 5. Senor Sean is 6. Seaman, Aurora, TwoTwo, and Annie Thomas. That's the top 10. That cough really came at a worse time. But that cough laughed and teased and flipped me off. This cough needs to get thrown down the mountain into the cacti. Really impressive for Chloe Ericsson. No sponsor, who cares? She's running well. And Sean right now is getting the Hard Charger Award. Remember, Sean started 35th. He's up to 6th. And he has a legitimate shot to win this race. If he can get caught up. A far cry where Jesse finished yesterday. I bet racing the Clash really helped Senor Sean. Ben Ericsson, Dylan Ebrahimian, Ashlyn Wright, her sister Tatum right behind, so the Wright sisters. Really doing well. Ashlyn Wright, born in Grand Forks, North Dakota. That was where she was born at. Now living in Cincinnati, Ohio. Tatum recently graduated college. Ashton Wright's now a freshman at the University of Cincinnati. Carlos Rodriguez having a good run. Haven't talked about Ormy. Where is Ormy? 26. But I think he'll be 25th because he just made a pass on Myers. So Riley Anderson, who finished 30th in this race last year, as they're getting held up by Ponzo Almanis. Almanis has got no hood on his FedEx Chevrolet. That's why he's off the pace. So this is really, oh boy, this is really going to jumble things up. I'll go ahead and mention this now. If Ponzo Almanis is outside the top 35, he will have a champion's provisional because he is the, as they've lapped Liliana Beta again, he does have the past champion's provisional because he is the defending series champion. So there you go. We're being told the 40 is 6 laps down. That's Luke Knight. And the 43 is also 6 laps down. So it looks like mechanical problems have hurt the two Dodges. We'll have a look at the replay when this race is over to find out what happened on that pit road deal. And Senor Sean's got a chance to win this race, by the way. Oh, and by the way, Matty Crenshaw leads this race. Oh, by the way. Now Sean is up to second with 3 laps of racing to go. So Senor Sean, unlike Jesse Art, has a chance to win the race. Remember, the 38 is not for position. The 38 is off the lead lap. Don't know why the 43 and the 40 are multiple laps down, unless they had more issues that I wasn't aware of. That or they had a pit lane incident, which, again, we're going to look at the replay and find out what happened. But that's a tough break for the 40 and the 43. Thankfully, that's their first mulligan they have to use. As we're down to 2 laps of racing to go. This copyrighted broadcast is presented by the authority of the World Racing Association, the Blue Hedgehog TV, for the private use of our audience. Any reproduction or rebroadcast or retransmit or any other disseminations or the use of this broadcast without the express written consent of the World Racing Association is prohibited. Blue Hedgehog TV and the World Racing Association want to thank you fans for your support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast. Right now, the 38 looking underneath the 21, but that is not for position, however. The 38 is off the lead lap. White flags in the air, 1 more lap to go, sponsored by Credit One Bank. So we got a couple of things to look at before we take you to your results. 38 looking the inside. Remember, that's not for position. To Chloe Ericsson, that is for position. Ericsson just got around Matty Crenshaw. Chloe Ericsson is going to win here at Coca-Cola in an upset. Oh my goodness. There's going to be some unhappy words between Matty Crenshaw and Liliana Beta when this is said and done. And Chloe Ericsson capitalized, and she is going to go to victory lane in an unsponsored car. Excuse me. Before we share your official finisher results, let's take a look and see what happened to the 43 and the 46 in this pit lane incident while Chloe Ericsson heads to victory lane here at Coca-Cola. We're going to use the helicopter for this one. As everyone's slowing down, trying to get to pit road speed. I think this is where the stack-up's going to take place. Todd Montgomery did not even slow down, slammed into Betty Barrett, who turned Luke Knight up into Bouvier. And Ponzo Alvarez got a piece there, so that's 5 cars involved. But the thing is, because this was coming to pit road, and Bouvier nearly went upside down, but because this was coming to pit road, that did not bring out the yellow. So what a tough break for a number of drivers. And again, this was all because they were trying to get Woe down to pit road speed, and that's the only reason why the 77 retired. Too much damage, punctured the radiator, and took him out of the race. So that's what happened there. Now let's see what happened to the 40 and the 43. Okay, this was on the same lap as well. See, the 40's trying to get in there. Bouvier forced the 40 to overshot his pit stall. Okay, so the 40 overshot his pit stall. They had to teleport to pit road. But this doesn't explain what happened to the 43. They had a long stop on the 43. So apparently they had mechanical problems or whatever the case was for the 43 because he lost 6 laps doing so. That's a tough break for Drake Robertson, who was looking like he was going to have a good run. Yeah, took him 6 laps, and as you see, he's got some damage on the left side of his Cheerios Dodge. So, what a tough break for Drake Robertson. Was having a good run, and apparently something broke on that car during that long pit stop, and it costed him 6 laps doing so. So that was what happened to the 43, why he lost 6 laps. Now let's take you to your official finish results here at Coca-Cola. Welcome back to Coca-Cola Super Speedway. Let's start wrapping things up with the final finishing results of today's race. Chloe Ericsson, a great win for her. She will be locked in the All-Star race. Oh, by the way, she'll also be the rookie points leader, pending if she makes the race next week at Rockingham, North Carolina. Maddie Crenshaw will get second, so she would be the points leader as far as the full-time drivers. H Bluejay third. Senor Sean from the rear of the field to fourth. So Senor Sean's going to be the happy kid on the December holiday. So good job for Senor. Mia Watson fifth. Timmy Turner sixth. Betty Johnson seventh. Dylan Ebrahimian, Vanco Seaman, and Michael Andersen will complete the top 10. Ashlyn Wright got 13th. Good run for Ashlyn Wright. Beat her sister Tatum. Fair play. Ashlyn will be very delighted with that result. This series of incidents on pit road really hurt a number of drivers in the process. Ormy finished 22nd. At least he finished on the lead lap. Carlos Rodriguez still beats Ormy. Fair play to Carlos. You look on down the rest of the finishing results. Some drivers didn't have good results today. Annie Thomas, who was up in the top 10 for most of this race, lap traffic played a fart in her having a run. Samet Oskin was in the top 5 in the most of that first half of this race. 28th he's going to finish. Didn't talk about much about Annie Crenshaw. 29th, not the result she was hoping for. Michael Brown, 30th. Well, Michael Brown, at least he made the show, so at least Ormy won't be too mad as far as that's concerned. We had 35 drivers finish on the lead lap. Kevin Joseph was the last car to finish on the lead lap. Josephine Bouvier fell a lap down. I think it had something to do with that pit lane collision. Same with Ponzo Albanese. Liliana Beta fell a lap down after she got a whatever kind of penalty, never recovered. 38th is where she's going to finish. She was the last, and Betty Barrett got involved in that pit lane collision, through no fault of her own. 39th. Drake Robertson finished 6 laps down after mechanical problems really hurt him from a good result. Luke Knight also was involved in that pit lane collision, and also the 99 costed him more laps after the pit lane collision. So I bet those two are going to have a little discussion. So we had 41 drivers finish the race, 35 of them on the lead lap. The only driver that did not reach the conclusion of the race, Todd Montgomery, who was involved in that pit lane collision, had so much damage, which was too much for that 77 to be repaired. He will finish out of the race. He will finish in the 42nd position. So that is how this race weekend is going to end here at Coca-Cola Super Speedway. And 3 first-time winners, believe it or not, which is really remarkable. Hope you guys enjoyed today's race from Coca-Cola. If you did, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to become part of the World Racing Association crew today. We showed your full finish results. Your same results are the same for the points down in the description heading into next week at Rockingham, North Carolina. Until then, thank you for joining me. I'm T TwoTwo. Thank you for joining me and saying goodbye from Coca-Cola Super Speedway for our studio engineer, Sean Art, who joined me in the booth making sound effects and all that. We will talk to you next weekend from Rockingham. Coming up next, we'll rejoin the Infinity Network Sports Studios programming already in progress. You've been watching the World Racing Association, the greatest racing since 2013.